Today we are going to talk about 4 hot stocks, because most of them came with earnings, and some were good, some were not good. Some companies are doing great, some companies are doing not great, but underlying are doing a little bit better than most investors think.
Exactly.
So a lot to discuss. Let's start with the first one, Boeing. The producer of the Boeing 737. Is it going well with the Boeing 737? No, it's not going well with the Boeing 737. There were 2 incidents also this week. Some flight from Alaska, they had a leakage of fuel, and there was in the US another one that had technical issues with the result of 50 injuries, and one guy flew against the ceiling. And you don't want to have those claims in the US. Is there more on there? Yeah, more going on, definitely. Ryanair, they lowered their outlook because with the amount of passengers, because the delivery of the Boeing 737 is taking longer than expected. For example, in February, 49 planes were delivered by Boeing, not Boeing, but Airbus, and 27 only by Boeing. If you look over the whole year, 2023, it was expected to deliver between 400 and 450, and they delivered less than 400. And there's a court case in the US going on based on a whistleblower. He started already years ago. He's not working with Boeing. He used to work for Boeing. And he said that there are so many problems going on with the producement of especially the Boeing 737, but also other ones. And he was found dead in his truck this week with a gunshot.
Yeah, not to laugh, sorry, I'm laughing, but I'm laughing about the theory behind it.
Yeah, and something, it's himself, he killed himself, but the lawyers of this person, they think that definitely wouldn't do it, because it was the day after a hearing, so he was really, on fire, and to go into the process. If something occurs, that something happened there, I don't want to speculate, that will be a really bad thing for Boeing. So it's based on the quality issues. Will that be solved tomorrow? No, that won't be solved tomorrow. If you look at the figures, it is expected that they will have a good year this year, even a better year 2025. If you look at the share price, it was trading at the end of last year at around $250. It's now trading at $184. It's a huge drop. And in 2019, it was trading at 450, and now it's trading at 184 again. So the market already downgraded the stock based on all the problems that they have with the Boeing 737. But there is also good news. And the good news is, and that's not in the price now, but it's in the estimations of the analysts. Because the analysts, and then I make a jump to the end, they think, and we have like almost 30 analysts in our platform, and they have an average goal of the share price of Boeing in 1 year to $261. Again, now 184. Where is it based on? That's based on their BDS program, Boeing Defense, Space and Security program. And it is expected that will generate 10 billion of contribution, 10 billion. The outlook now that it will take a little bit longer than expected. Now the market thinks, analysts think that will generate the 10 billion in 2026. So it will go up 24, 25, 26. And based on that extra profit, the valuation will be, the market cap will increase to 200 billion, and that will have a share price of 327, so a little bit higher than the 261, but the 261 is next year expected, and the 372 is at the end of 2026. So the analysts, and hopefully they do their homework, they are really confident that the BDS system will take off and will contribute a really big part of the Boeing group. And hopefully they don't send the Boeing 737 into space or use it as a defense, but they will use other products for it. So underlying, there is something really positive about this share.
Exactly.
Boeing.
Good to know. Good to know. Investigate it.
Thank you.
I want to talk with you about Inditex. Inditex, Spanish textile giant, of course, from Galicia, from the north. First time in history they passed the 5 billion euros of profit, which is of course a substantial amount. It is the biggest clothing and textile company in the world. They beat all the expectations of the analysts with almost 14% the earnings before taxes. Online sales went up with 16%. Average sales went up with 10%, so the normal shop sales. So yeah, all in all, they had a really positive year. And what they're going to do with that is they're going to pay out a lot of their profits to the shareholders. So if you're looking for a company that rewards the shareholders for their confidence, then Inditex is definitely one that is doing that. 28%, the dividend is going to be increased compared to last year. So dividend paid up with 28%. How much are you getting then? They're going to pay out 2 dividends this year, one of 77 cents in May and one of 77 cents in November. So that is a substantial amount, and they're going to do that based on a ordinary dividend of €1.04 and one extraordinary of 50 cents. So €1.54 you're going to be receiving.
Do they split the payout dividend so they get a lot of interest on it?
Yeah, they split it in 2 times.
Yeah.
So they might be doing that, but I don't have the specification why they do it. What you see a lot of in the Spanish analysts, documentation is how much is the family getting. Well, Armancio Ortega on itself is getting 2.8 billion of dividend. His daughter, she's the president of the company. She's taking a really big chunk of that. What are they doing furthermore for the company? They're not just selling clothes and sitting still and paying out dividends. No, they are really doing a lot of things. They are building huge distribution centers. The way their processes are really, they could say that is an example for other companies, because H&M and Gap, like competitors, they're really suffering. They really had bad figures, and Zara is doing the opposite.
Are they also offering in the US their clothes?
Good question. I'm actually not sure.
I really don't know.
No.
We will look it up.
Yeah, we'll look it up. No, I don't think so, to be quite honest. But we'll check, and we'll put it in the comments. But in the Netherlands, for instance, they're building a huge distribution center. Funny, in the Netherlands, because it's quite central, of course. In Zaragoza in Spain, they do a massive warehouse. But also abroad, they're touching new countries. Uzbekistan, they're going to India with Massimo Dutti. They're going to Germany with Osho. So yeah, they're doing a lot of really positive developments. Also in the online stuff, they're gonna make the process even smoother. It is like you order something online and tomorrow you have it. So that's a really nice thing. Spain has contributed 25% to those profits. So Spain, you could say, is still one of their biggest.
But that's amazing, eh?
Yeah.
If they're operating in such a big part of the world and still Spain, they generate 25%.
I think it's a product that is generating a lot. There's a lot of brands also. It's not only Zara. It's Bershka. It's Stradivarius. All those cheaper brands. So yeah, people are I think buying a lot. They know where to find them. So well done for them.
Definitely. Another company I was triggered by, and that's also something going on there, and that's Volkswagen, the car producer. It's not only Volkswagen, they have Ducati, they have Audi, they have Lamborghini, so not only Volkswagen. They had their figures, and the figures were really good. They were really good. They increased almost everything. The earnings, they increased from 280 billion to 322 billion, so it's a gain of 15%. Cash flow increased. Net liquidity is 40 billion plus. Net income increased, and they sold 771,000 electric cars last year, and that was a jump of 35%.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at the electric car section, of course. And the earnings per share was almost 32 euros. A lot of people know Volkswagen because they are holding it, so they know the stock price. The stock price is now at around 130 euros. 130 euros, that's the price of a stock, and it generates a profit of 32 euros. So that makes earnings per share of price earnings of not even 4.
Yeah.
So you only have to pay 3 point something times the profit to earn back your investment. Do you know another company with that low figures? I think it's one of the lowest. Maybe not. Yeah,
Well, it might be, but not. But there's not. It's extremely.
and you see, normally you see those ratios after a fall of the stock, but that didn't happen.
No.
So what's going on here? So the figures were good. The costs, they were also good. They had the costs, so the profit came based on the revenues, but also on the cost side. They lowered the cost. They said that in 2024 they will increase the cost, but after that it will go lower again. So why is this undervalued? It is undervalued because of the earnings per share. The price earnings is that low. But on the other hand, is that the market value is roughly the same as that of the 75% stake they have in Porsche. So it's really low.
It is low.
It's really low. Why? Probably because the market is always right. So the market, they're valued at that price.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And that's because what they are doing in China. They are, of course, one of the competitors of Build Your Dreams. Build Your Dreams market leader in China. And they expect that the revenues in China will drop half of 50%, half of it from 2022 to 2024. So what they, and in total around 30% of the revenues come from China. So they have to do something. They work on their own, but they also work through joint ventures. So they have to make strategic choices what to do, or pull back completely at China, focusing on the European market, maybe African market, maybe the US, or to look for other joint ventures. That is what the market knows, and that's why it's valuated so low. But it's valuated so low. If you compare Volkswagen to Mercedes and BMW, Mercedes trading 7 times the profit and BMW is 6.3. So if you take an average, and that's what the market thinks where it should be, 6.5, because they are facing similar problems with China and with electric cars, then you are talking about a share price of around 200 euros based on the next profits.
Big difference, a lot.
200 versus 113 now. So you have to believe that Volkswagen can. Oh, they also this week was in the news that Volkswagen, the German car, and all the German car producers, said, we don't want to interfere, that Europe interferes in if China is giving benefits to Chinese car producers. And the French, the official statement of the French is saying, no, we do want to have extra income tariffs on it, because France, they are not operating in China, and they are. So there's also a political game that's going on. But I think if they can come with a clear statement of what they're going to do in China, then yeah, figures are good, but it's always based on outlook. So they have to change their outlook.
Their outlooks, yeah, and there's another company that is suffering with the outlook, and not only with the outlook, they're actually really suffering. It's Tesla. We are not going to deep dive into it because we've done it many times. Stock has fallen this year 32%, whilst the S&P is up almost 9%. So that's a 40% difference. Already last year was not going so well. And the problem is, and you see that in this little bar chart, is that the growth yearly in the revenue changes. So how much money you're making on a yearly basis more. And you see that in the second quarter of 2021, they had 100% more revenue than the quarter before. It's completely come to a still stand. There's no growth anymore in the revenues. And yeah, the market doesn't like that. And if you then look at what larger fund managers in the US are saying, is that literally like this valuation is not correct anymore. You know, we should really do something about it. It's about 40-50 times the earnings compared to 3 times what Casper is telling you. So, but a lot of people have Tesla in their portfolio. They think maybe it's not all about the car. It might be about the self-driving system. But be cautious here. You know, if you still have a nice profit on it from the past, you know, have a look at it. Please, what do you want to ask?
I want to say something. the investors, they also don't hold it for the dividends, because
there is no dividend. No.
I wanted to say, I didn't say it. Volkswagen shareholders
8%,
almost 8%, 7.8% dividends.
Yeah, so I think the choice is quite clear. I mean, Volkswagen does have a lot of debt, no? That is always an issue there that you have to bear in mind. There's a lot of debt. It's maybe more a bank than a car company. With Tesla, it's maybe more an AI company with a car behind it, or a car company which is an AI company. It's different. It's different companies, and yeah, do your homework well with both of them, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We see you next week again. And if you would like to have us chat about a specific subject, just let us know. We're happy to do our homework. Thank you for watching.